Welcome to The Trend, a weekly video series powered by Mortgage Champions, where we dive into the trend lines behind the headlines in the mortgage industry and give you practical takeaways to improve your business. My name is Jake. I oversee our marketing and digital. I'm here with Mike, who oversees our operations, and Bo, who oversees learning and development. Guys, it's February 1st. We are as you put it, 1/12 of the way through the year.
That's right.
How are you guys feeling about the year?
Well, it's pretty crazy. It's pretty fast. Yeah.
Yeah, it's flown by, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, we're curious to know how the year has gone for you guys so far. Feel free to leave us a comment below or answer the on-screen poll if you're watching on Facebook. That said, as we do with every week, we're going to start with our articles of the week. Bo, I think you've got our first one teed up.
Yep, absolutely. So this article came out of MPA magazine. The title of it is "Housing Market Started 2019 Slower, Price Cuts Increase." So there's some big news for consumers and especially loan officers in this article. So the good news is that because even though home prices are still increasing, 15% of listings in January actually had price cuts. That could be a continued trend going throughout the year as inventory increases and as the market starts cooling off a little bit from coming out of 2018. We should be able to see a lot of home prices being cut going forward. We're coming off of a 4-year run of inventory decline. So the fact that inventory is up 6% year over year is a huge deal, and we're finally seeing inventory continue to pick up. Unfortunately, entry-level homes are still in short supply, so that can create some trouble for new homeowners trying to enter the market. Because one line out of this article is that homes that are $750,000 or more grew 12% over last year, whereas homes that are $200,000 or less actually declined by 6%. So the trend from this week is that we're finally starting to see inventory grow, but what is still desperately needed is a bump in entry-level homes for first-time home buyers. Prices are starting to flatten out. They're even starting to decline in some markets, and that creates an affordability break for a lot of people. So now's the time for mortgage professionals to start creating urgency with their borrowers, especially people who were discouraged from entering the market last year, to get back out there and start looking for homes, because there are a lot of breaks, and that would be a great time to hopefully secure a home at a good price, before the Fed does what they might do next. And I know that you were going to talk about that one, Mike.
Well, I'm glad that we have more $1 million homes to choose from now. Yeah, that's awesome.
Well, this week, I thought it was really interesting. Housing Wire actually put out a piece based off of Redfin's research titled "American Homeowner Migration Ticked Up in Q4 of 2018. Really what they're talking about is a report that Redfin put out that comprised data from about 1 million Redfin users who were looking at homes across 87 metro areas in Q4 of last year. And what we saw is that 25% who were looking to buy a home that time last year were actually looking outside of their metro area.
Wow.
So starting to look into new markets. And so a couple examples that were listed in this article. If you look at the Bay Area, for example, which you know has been a really hot market, expensive home prices that we've been talking about,
absolutely.
More $1 million homes to pick off of the menu. 24% of Redfin users were actually shopping outside of the Bay Area for more affordable homes. Similar in Denver, 24% again. Redfin users shopping outside of the metro area to try and find a home. So the trend line obviously is pretty clear. In 2019, we're going to see more and more people shopping outside of expensive metro areas and looking to find more affordable homes, kind of on the fringes and in the burbs.
Yeah. What is that? What would you think that means for loan officers?
Yeah. So I think there are a couple of takeaways. I think first and foremost, especially if you work with realtors as a referral source, that you should probably consider expanding that referral network further and further from the city center. So I would start to figure out functions that you can attend more in the suburban areas, and just see if you can find other realtors who are farming areas that feature more affordable housing, right? A couple other takeaways that I would give: don't make assumptions based on a borrower's zip code when that lead first comes in that they're necessarily going to be shopping in that metro area. Have a conversation with them up front about what they're actually looking to buy and what they can afford, and work with them, right? Especially if you're building out your referral resource, and you can maybe hook them up with a realtor. And then lastly, I would say be more familiar with products that are more commonly associated with borrowing for affordable housing, right?
Gotcha.
Right.
Yep.
So things like USDA,
FHA would be a big one,
FHA. If you're not familiar with those products, you really should be, because like we've talked about in a number of different facets, there's clearly issues with affordability, and this is just one more symptom of that sort of greater underlying problem. But it presents opportunities. I mean, if you're a smart loan officer, you can open up a whole new market by just understanding your borrower and knowing what they're actually looking for. So
Yeah,
I think
good
it's
point.
exciting, honestly. I'd be excited if I was a loan officer still today.
Yeah,
that's
that's great. Hey, I live in the suburbs, it's all good. All right, for my article, it's from the Housing Wire. Federal Reserve leaves rates unchanged, stresses patience. So, as expected, the Fed decided to leave rates unchanged this month, as we've seen.
Really?
Yeah, right. I know, it's pretty interesting. But it's cool how the article puts it. But, the Fed, like a caring parent, is practicing some patience with us and evaluating the state of the economy. It's partly due to, the slowdowns due to the shutdown, some things going on with foreign economies, trade tensions, Brexit, you name it. So essentially the target range is going to be, 2.25%, 2.5%. So what does this really mean for us and for our borrowers? Great opportunity to call those borrowers up that have been on the fence and say, hey, listen, things are staying put right now. This is a great time to get out there, shop around, find a place, because we don't know what's going to happen. Yeah, there's some speculation that maybe there'll be cuts, but don't sell that way. Don't expect that we're going back to 2017, that you're going to be able to just do this all day long with low rates. This is most likely, we don't know, but it could go back up later in the year. We want to be prepared for that. Don't get complacent, don't get too comfortable, and use the opportunity to really encourage your borrowers to say, hey, this is the time to buy, so get out there and do it.
It's good.
That's great. Yeah, great point.
That's good. Well, look, if you've been following us and watching the trend, you know that Dale put out a 2019 market update. If you haven't already signed up for the full video, you can still do so at Vermillion.com. But we have been releasing the individual segments day by day here on his Facebook. And so one of the things that he really keyed in on was that 2019, even though it's going to be, he argues, one of the most competitive markets that we've ever seen in the mortgage industry, it's also going to be one of the most opportunistic. And so if you're looking for a partner to help you identify and seize those opportunities, we provide sales training, we provide leadership training, we can even just send Dale out for a speaking engagement to get your team fired up at your next event. Ultimately, we are here for you to make sure that you are accomplishing your goals in 2019, because it could be a really good year if lenders are smart and loan officers work hard. So we're here for you guys. So pop over to Vermillion.com/contact, just leave us a note. We'd be more than happy to learn a little bit more about your situation and figure out whether or not we can be the perfect partner for you.
Awesome.
I think that's pretty much it for us this week. Next week we will be dropping an all-new in-depth piece of content from Dale, a really cool blog, just kind of what to look for in 2019. So stay posted for that. Otherwise, we'll see you this time next week. Fridays, as always, on the trend here on Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn.